perfection. Hi everyone, I'm Jay Cohen, editorial director here at Feedfeed, and we're with our friends at Shun Cutlery to show you the sandwich of the summer. This is a fried green tomato BLT. It's so delicious. Let's show you how to fry green tomatoes, cook the best bacon you've ever had, and make an awesome sandwich with some really straightforward knife skills. First step is we are going to slice our green tomatoes and get them breaded and ready to fry. So what is a green tomato? You go all the time to the farmer's market, you see these beautiful rainbow of tomatoes, and how do you know which ones are the green ones? It's not just the color, because you have so many varieties of heirloom tomatoes that are these like really beautiful, vibrant colors. Green tomatoes just mean they're underripe tomatoes. So if you are touching a green tomato, it should be hard as a rock. If you have a beautifully ripe, soft green tomato, then that's just a different colorful variety and not one that you want to be fried. So I'm going to wax poetic a little bit about this Shun Premier serrated utility knife. It is absolutely perfect for slicing tomatoes, mainly because tomatoes are super delicate. They have a tender skin. You want to be able to get a nice clean slice. So what they have is a serration just at the bottom and the top. But the center is just a normal utility knife, which is really nice because you're able to pierce the skin at the top and then just get a nice clean slice. And I'm going to just take the bottom right off and then cut about 1/2 inch thick slices. When you get to the end, you might have a little stem there, so you can cut it out with the tip of the knife. Just rotate your slice. This is another reason why the serrated tip is so perfect. Just pop that off. The green tomatoes are sliced. Let's get them breaded. I'm going to show you a standard breading procedure. All you need are 3 shallow bowls. And this is kind of like the setup for breading anything that you want to fry. It's super simple. I'm going to give you a few tips to make sure that your fingers stay nice and clean and not breaded as much as the tomatoes. So in the first bowl, we are going to add in some all-purpose flour. Just about 1/2 cup, and this is going to be the first thing that we're going to dredge the tomatoes in. Followed by a cup of buttermilk. I just love how the tang pairs with the acidity of underripe tomatoes, in addition to the fact that buttermilk is nice and thick, so it helps get a thicker coating. And then finally, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. I just love the coarseness that they add. 1/4 cup of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. Molly Adams, our senior food editor, kind of introduced us all to the technique of doing panko plus regular breadcrumbs. So you kind of get that combo of super coarse and super fine. It just covers every nook and cranny of whatever you're breading. So I've just fallen in love with that. So now we're just adding cornmeal for that extra layer of crunch and flavor. And then finally, a teaspoon of salt, just to season it up. And I'm just gonna stir this up, help get it nice and incorporated. 2 hands, 1 dry, 1 wet. That's kind of the key to making sure that you don't make a complete mess as you're breading anything. So what I'm gonna do is with my left hand, I'm going to start dredging the tomato slices in flour. So you see, it's nice and wet. So I'm just wanting to make sure that I get it completely coated. And then I'm going to pop it directly into the buttermilk. This is where I switch hands. I'm going to use a fork just because that'll help me kind of keep hands nice and clean. And then with the same dry hand, I'm going to get this right into my breadcrumb and cornmeal mixture. I'm just going to toss it around, kind of pressing in the breadcrumbs as needed. And there you go. Beautifully, evenly coated tomato slice. You can't have a BLT without the B, so here are my tips for perfect bacon. I have 8 slices of thick cut bacon that I've put into a cold pan. The reason being is that you have all of this fat in this bacon, and I want to render it out and then cook the bacon in that fat. The only way to do that is to get a cold pan, put in your bacon, start it over medium heat, nothing high, and let it slowly render and fry. And that's how you're going to get even, golden, crispy bacon every time. Avocado kind of gives those Cali fresh vibes that I really want. So I'm just going to show you how to pit and slice. So we have the same utility knife from Shun. So the serration is going to really help kind of get in and pierce the skin. And then we're just going to rotate to cover the entire avocado. And then you twist. Boom, boom. Oh, is that not a gorgeous avocado? So there's this kind of concept of avocado hands where people just cut themselves when they're trying to pit an avocado, and I want to make sure that does not happen to you. So you have your avocado, you have your hand holding it very firmly, and then we're going to take the bottom of the knife. This is where we kind of really want to be like nicking right into the pit, and then we'll twist. A lot of people will go in and they'll just like slice and then scoop, and that's another kind of classic case of avocado hands. The reason being, if you have a super sharp knife and you're doing this, there's a good chance it's going to go right through the skin and into your hand. You don't want that. So what I do is, if you have a perfectly ripe avocado that's not like mush, which means that it's overripe and not good, then you can literally just peel the skin off so easily like this. And then we're just going to go in, curved fingers, and thinly slice. What I typically will do is I will hold my finger as the knife comes out, and because an avocado is fatty, all the slices will stick together. When you're working with avocado is oxidation. That's when it gets kind of brown and gross and it doesn't really taste that good or look that good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my halves of avocado and all the slices together until I'm plating, and that's going to help prevent any oxidation. So it took 20 minutes. We went low and slow, but we have this beautifully rendered bacon. It's nice and golden, and then we have all of this bacon fat rendered into the pan. So I'm going to pull these out and put it onto a paper towel lined plate to drain. If you thought we were going to be done with this bacon grease, you were wrong. This is liquid gold. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna use this bacon grease to fry our green tomatoes. As you can see, we have a nice coating on the bottom of the pan. What I'm gonna do is add in some vegetable oil to help raise how much it comes up on the pan. I just added 2 cups. We don't want to overcrowd the pan, so I'm going to do these in 2 batches. Carefully going to flip them over. Look at that beautiful golden crust. Gonna season it up with some salt straight out of the fryer. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. What else are we gonna make? Mayo. Oh my God, you cannot have a BLT without mayo. What I'm going to do is take it to the next level, of course, because I'm extra. So we'll start. We have that. Just a smashed garlic clove. What I'm going to continue to do is to push it against the board, and then what I'm going to do is add some salt to the mix. Salt is abrasive, so it's going to work to mash up the garlic. This is kind of like what you would do for your classic kind of aiolis. It goes so quickly. And now we have garlic paste. So we're gonna add our garlic paste to 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, in addition to 2 teaspoons of hot sauce and a little more salt. Stir this up. It's your boy, the urban farmer. We're growing some fresh herbs. So we got some chives here, in addition to basil that's out of control. Take them down. This should be enough. We have our picked chives. We have our Shun Premier Chef's knife. Let's mince them. I'm just going to make an even stack, get them all lined up. And then with curved fingers, I'm just going to begin to mince. Have about 2 tablespoons of minced chives. And we are going to make a monster of a BLT, starting off with some toasted bread. And we are going to begin with slathering on some of that garlicky, chivy, hot saucy mayo. Then I'm going to put on a fried green tomato, 1 piece of bacon, a beautiful heirloom slice, another fried green tomato, some more bacon, another tomato slice, a 1/4 of an avocado. I'm using butter, lettuce, just because I think it's nice and delicate and beautiful. And then we are going to do our other piece of bread that I'm going to slather with more mayo. Smush. That is a sandwich. This is a commitment. It's so good. Do I have mayo everywhere? No. Okay, good. Well, I will, because I'm going to eat this entire BLT. The tomatoes, oh, fresh and fried, everything, the avocado, the mayo. Look at that cut. I think it's time for you to show us your knife skills. We want to see you tag at the Feedfeed and at Shun Cutlery and use these hashtags, showing off your knife skills for a chance to win an incredible Shun knife.